There are a couple of important concepts here. The first is boundaries, and the second is role. A relationship always has a set of boundaries, and those boundaries define the role that you are playing with one another in the relationship. Okay, that sounds very complicated, but it's actually quite intuitive. For example, if you have a friend that is not a romantic partner, okay, why? Because you don't have sex with your friend, okay? A boundary in a friendship is that it's not sexual, okay? And that boundary alters the role, it defines the role. So your friend is not a romantic partner because it's not someone you have sex with, okay? Simple example. Another example that's interesting is your therapist, okay? Your therapist might seem like he's your friend. Well, he's a friendly person. It's somebody you may really appreciate having in your life. But of course, your therapist isn't really a friend for the simple reason that it's a one-way relationship. It's unilateral. You are telling everything to him. He's there 100% for you if he's doing his job. But he's probably not spilling his heart out to you because that's not his job. Okay, that boundary that he doesn't share with you, you share with him, is creating a role. And that role is that he's your therapist. He's not your best friend, he's your therapist. Just like your best friend isn't your romantic partner. Okay, now what's happened here with your boyfriend is that there's a boundary, but it's creating confusion in the roles. This person, this partner at work, and now this is taking place in the law firm, but it really could take place in any workplace. He is a boss, and a boss, unfortunately, is not a friend. There's a simple reason, which is there's a boundary. Okay, with your boss, you do what he says, you work for him. He tells you to do something, you have to do it. I mean, you can talk to him about it, but he has authority over you. It's a hierarchical system. And that boundary, that you have to do what he tells you to do, defines the role. And so he's your boss. And he may be a good friend, you may enjoy working together, you may have a wonderful relationship at work. And I've worked with some people I admired and respected and really had a great time with. But it's your boss. And those boundaries, that boundary creates that role. Now, the problem here is that your boyfriend is trying to have a role that just isn't sustained by the boundary. He has two choices, essentially. You called it, right? I mean, it sounds from your letter like you could see the problem. He either needs to go work somewhere else, in which case he and his former boss can go back to being friends because he no longer has that boundary. He doesn't have to do what the guy says. Or he can work for this guy, understand that he may be very fond of him, and he may have a good relationship with him, and he may aspire to a promotion or whatever else at the office, but understand that that is a different role, that he still is subordinate to him in a hierarchical organization, and that this is not a friend. This issue comes up sometimes when boundaries get a little hazy, like socializing with your boss. Bad idea. If you get a promotion at the office, it's not a good idea to be still socializing with people who are subordinate to you just because of this reason. It's the same reason as a therapist I don't socialize with my patients. It just isn't a good idea because I'm in a role there. There's a boundary, which is it's unilateral. They talk to me and I'm there for them. But if we go out to a cocktail party and I'm acting like a friend, like, hey, let me tell you about my day, it'll throw things off and it just isn't really my role. So, yeah, you called it. This is a problem. He needs to understand that this is his boss, not his friend. Or he needs to move out of this situation, and then perhaps they can give their friendship another try.